Here we go. Okay. Good morning, everybody. See, so we sent out a little bit of a title this week. That was these parshas of the Avos, specifically Yaakov Avinu, I found to be very, very connected to bitachon. Avram, Yitzchak, of course they had bitachon, no question. They're doing a lot with Emunah. Bitachon for sure as well. Yaakov Avinu, where the Torah shows us so many meisim that he has with Lavan, whether it's with Esav, with Lavan, and with Esav again, and then with Shem and Chamor, with Dinah, and then with Yosef, and the sons. I mean, there's just so much that's going on. It could be our lives. I mean, not to the same degree, and the tests are different, but the Torah is trying to teach us how to live our life like the Avos. And when you learn Chumash from a certain perspective, it really changes a lot. It's really interesting. I one time saw a book that the title, I forgot exactly what the title was, but it basically was Divrei Torah on the Parsha from a architectural, is that the right word? Architectural perspective. I forgot what it was called. And I ended up buying it. I have a cousin who's into architecture, so I thought it'd be a nice, gift, interesting. And then I got it. And then when I received it, I was looking at it, and I didn't want to give it up. It was so cool in the way that this mechaber, who was somewhat of a Talmid Chacham, I don't even know who, I don't remember anymore, but he's also into architecture and building. And the way that he looked at the parsha, he picked up on points that we never would think twice about. The way the door is set up and different, but based on your perspective, what you're going in with, you're going to be able to see and to learn the same sukkim that we've all seen many, many times, just in a totally different way. So when you're learning the sugya for sure of bitachon, if you're focusing in on, if you're thinking about the ideas throughout the day, throughout the weeks, and you're learning Chumash, if your head's already in that sugya, you're going to see the parsha in a little bit of a different way, potentially. Right? Depending if it's clear. Sometimes, you have, Parshas Tazria Metzora is going to be a little bit more difficult to see in the eyes of bitachon, even though there's what to talk about. When you have a parsha of Yaakov Avinu and you have his life and where he's worried and stressed out and then what he does, I mean, we're talking bitachon 101 over here, and we have to learn from Yaakov. He's the master. So this morning I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, and every year I feel like we go off the grid a little bit from the Sefer, and we discuss whether it's Yaakov or Yosef or Yaakov taking Esav's portion. Right? I think that was last year's. Something about bitachon comes out now. So I thought let's learn. It really was a very quick thought this morning. I was just writing as fast as possible, so we'll work it out together a little bit. 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll work it out together. We're gonna learn the psukim from this past week's parsha, Parsha Yishlach, in our own way. And the bitachon perspective that we've been working on for so long, that's going to be ki'ilu the Rashi. I usually have psukim, and then you have Rashi explaining the psukim in a certain way. You might miss things. So we're going to try to learn the psukim with a bitachon explanation. Okay? So everybody has a chumash here. So we'll try. I didn't write this down exactly how through the psukim, but we'll figure it out. So Yaakov Avinu is coming back. He's coming back after fighting with Lavan, that whole machlokes, which itself is a whole onion. And he sends messengers because he knows that he knows Esav is over there. Esav's back by his hometown, Har Seir, around over there. And he sends messengers, telling Esav, I'm coming back. He wants to find out a little bit. We know there's a little bit of reconnaissance. And he comes back. So he sends Esav a message. Right? Yaakov Avinu is going back to his brother. He knows his brother hates him. Or he did hate him. It's been 20 years. Maybe there's no problems anymore. But listen, a little bit of ishtadlus. He wants to, test the air. Test the water. What is it? Test the water? Test the water. Test the air. And he sends these messengers. And tell Esav, listen, I've been away a long time. I've been with this guy Lavan. It's been a while. I'm coming back. I'm not going to explain every single part of the psukim, but you could. And I have these animals and I'm coming, with an entourage, and I'm coming to see you. I want to find chen in your eyes. Okay? So again, in Neveshtadlis, Yaakov Avinu believes in a Kadosh Baruch Hu 100%. He trusts in a Kadosh Baruch Hu 100%. But we know you have to do Vishtadlis. And therefore he's sending to Esav, Esav, you might hate me, but I'm coming at peace. I hope you can be peaceful with me. So Malachim come back and say, we're coming back from your brother, and he's coming with 400 men. Right? So that's all they say, again, Pashib Shah. So Yaakov is sending a peace message, and he's getting back that Esav's coming towards him. Now, Esav should be staying at home. Why is Esav traveling? I'm in trouble. 400 men. What's going to be? Vayira Yaakov ma'od vayetzer lo. Yaakov Avinu gets very scared. He gets very stressed out. Vayetzer. He becomes tsar. Tzadik reish means what? Narrow. Right? We've discussed many times. When a person is in a panic, in a fear, at that moment he's not calm, which means at that moment he doesn't have the bitachon mindset. What happens? You become narrow. Nothing wrong. Yaakov Avinu is a Baal Bitachon par excellence, but there's something scary coming his way. And I know maybe I'll kick out of yeshiva for this, but I'm not in yeshiva anymore, so you can't kick me out. Yaakov Avinu is a human being. Yes, he's a tzaddik yisod olam. He's the biggest of the big. We don't touch him, nothing garnished. But the pasuk says he got scared. He got scared. Why? Because Esav's coming with 400 men. I'm not saying any chidushim. He's scared, right? And therefore he became tsar. He became narrow. And what happens right away? He goes into emergency SOS mode, but hishtadlus mode, because a human being has to do hishtadlus. Because if a person feels not at ease, if he's not at ease, if he's not feeling calm with bitachon, that means two things. Either he has to, it's really one thing. He has to work on his bitachon, yes? How do you work on your bitachon? Many times, if not always, you need to do some kind of hishtadlus. Remember, in the world of bitachon, according to the Chovos Levavos, to get to the calm, to bitachon, what is the calm? I trust in the Kadosh Baruch Hu 100% that everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. To be able to get to that place in the heart, you need to do something, some hishtadlus you have to do to then be able to yourself trust in the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So Esau's coming with 400 men for Yaakov to say, it's going to be okay, no worries. He wasn't holding there. He couldn't do that. He was scared. If you're scared, you need to make a move. So yes, I guess he could have gone into his bodedus mode and tried to, no, I'm a Baal Bitachon, I should work on myself. That's not the right move. That's not the right move when a person gets nervous. Because if you're getting nervous, that means you need to make a move. Of course, 100% believing and trusting in Hashem. But you need to do something. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do something. Yes? HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want you to say, no, I should just work on my bitachon, and I shouldn't do anything. I should just trust in him and sit on my bed, and whatever Esav does. No. If you're getting scared, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying to you, do something. So what does he do right away? He wants to split.
Just to sharpen.
Just to what?
Just to sharpen us. The last week's parsha, meaning Vayetze, when Yaakov had the dream, Hashem said to him directly, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to watch over you. I'm going to bring you back. I'm never going to leave you. I mean, no one else in this room, I don't think, had such a revelation, and still Yaakov is getting scared.
Okay, so Yaakov's gonna refer back to that dream soon. You're just pointing out that he's human.
Right. I mean, I would think that if he had such a revelation and God came to him and said all that,
so the
okay,
point,
I'm good.
So the point we're trying to make here, and Chaim, I think, is bolstering is that we're human beings and we're trying to work on a bitachon. And it's normal to once in a while be scared. We want to try to lessen the times it happens, lessen the intensity of the fear. But things in life happen, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu Dafka does them to wake us up, to shake us up. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean we have low level bitachon. Adarabah. We have good level bitachon, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to lift some bitachon weights and get even better. So even if Hashem promises Yaakov, I'm going to be with you, Yaakov still, at his madreg at that moment, was scared, and there's nothing wrong with that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was going to be with him, and he was with him. But he wanted Yaakov to do something. Okay? And we'd have to learn, all of Yaakov. We did last year, I think it was last year, we discussed a lot about that dream and Yaakov taking Esau's portion, which was the union of going to work, and therefore he had to learn this old world of Hishtadlus. We could piece that together another time. So now Yaakov Avinu goes into this Hishtadlus mode. He doesn't make a crazy thing, a decision. He makes a pretty logical move. Let's split the camps, right? L'shtei machanos. Why? Because if Esav is going to attack one, I think the pasuk even says, pasuk tes, parak lam beis pasuk tes, yomreim yavo Esav el machna achas v'yikova hayom machna nishal afleita. Because if Esav does come and he does get into the camps, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu allows him, Yaakov Avinu is saying it could be that Esav will get into one of the camps and kill people, but at least let's split the camp so not everybody dies. Why didn't he split into 4 camps? Could be that he just thought that wouldn't be a proper Hishtadlus. That's too spread out. I don't know. Again, in the world of Hishtadlus, you could handle, but this is his choice. So he's working with bitachon. He's working with Hishtadlus. And now he goes on weiter. So first thing he does, right? First Hishtadlus, he does the emergency mode. I guess he's not sure how fast Esav's coming. So he quickly splits the camp. Vayomer Yaakov, pasuk Yud. Vayomer Yaakov Elokei Avi Avram Elokei Avi Yitzchak. What does it sound like? It sounds like Shemon Esrei. So he's davening, right? God of my father Avram. Elokei Avram. Elokei Yitzchak. Ha'omer Elai Shuv La'artzecha Ul Moladetcha Beiti Ve'imach. Kadosh Baruch Hu. He's davening. You told me when I was by Lavan to go home. I'm following your command. Right? Yaakov Avinu didn't, you have to look at the psukim there, but the main reason why he's leaving Lavan and going home is that Kadosh Baruch Hu told him. Yaakov knew that his time was up by Lavan, right? Your father's face, Yaakov says to his wives, it's not the same anymore. I don't think he wants me here anymore. I think it's time to go. Now we have Yosef. But Kadosh Baruch Hu is the one who really said you should go home. So his first feel is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Let's get this clear. I'm here because you want me to be here. You told me to go home, and you told me ve'iti v'imach, and you told me you're going to be good to me, like in the dream. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu promised him again, right? You're going to be okay. So his tefillah starts off like all of our tefillahs with chosavos, right? Tefillah, it's not about me, Elokei Avram Elokei Yitzchak. And then he says, and why am I davening to you? He sets it up. Why am I davening to you? Because Esav's coming, and I'm scared. And I know that tefillah is also an act of hishtadlus, right? Tefillah is an act of hishtadlus. I think we discussed this. I'm sure we did. Tefillah is an act of hishtadlus, and it also helps what? Your bitachon. Because while a person's davening, because you have to turn to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the one who's creating this event, by you turning to a Kadosh Baruch Hu and saying, I know it's from you, and we'll see his tefillah in a second, you're helping yourself rely and trust in the one who is setting up this event, the one who's going to ultimately decide what happens here. So by the tefillah that if a person davens, it can help his bitachon, but it's going to depend how you daven. When a person just says, right, imagine Yaakov Avinu just said, Kadosh Baruch Hu, save me. Right? Esau's coming. He's scared. He does a little shtadlus. Splits the camp. Kadosh Baruch Hu, save me. Esau's coming. Would that be a tefillah? It'd be a tefillah. It's turned to Kadosh Baruch Hu. You believe in him. It's true. You're hoping in a Kadosh Baruch Hu. But it's not, and it'll be considered an act of shtadlus. But I don't think that tefillah will help him rely on the Kadosh Baruch Hu more. It's like it's a reaction. I'm scared, so I split a camp. I'm scared. I daven, and we'll see afterwards. I'm scared, and so I send presents. We'll get back to the presents soon. The hishtadlus doesn't necessarily add to your bitachon. Hishtadlus puts you in a position that you can then have trust in the Kadosh Baruch Hu. I did all that I could, and if I did all that I could, now I say, Kadosh Baruch Hu, it's all on you. And I trust you. But as long as there's something else that you can do, it will be very hard for you to just fully rely on a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Because the Yid knows Kadosh Baruch Hu wants me to do stuff. So if there's still stuff to do, do it. And then trust in the Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Sounds like you make them mutually exclusive. That the Shabbos and Bitachon are mutually exclusive. That if you have a Shabbos, there's not Bitachon. If you have Bitachon, there's not Shabbos.
I hope I'm not making that sound like that at all.
what it sounds like.
I hope not. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to make
That's
sound like.
why I'm confused. You said like years ago that Hishtalit, you only do Hishtalit on the foundation of Bitachon. Hishtalit is only done in the place of Bitachon. That Hashem wants me to do this right now, so I'm going to do it.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like you just said that.
Yaakov Avinu has bitachon the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Now he's scared. Now that's a move that a person has to now. In this situation, Yaakov Avinu had as much bitachon as he could have. Then the Esav event is scaring him. Now he has to do hishtadlus. Why is he doing hishtadlus? So Kadosh Baruch Hu wants him to do hishtadlus. What's that hishtadlus going to do? Or what is hishtadlus? Is hishtadlus going to make the bad man go away?
No.
Hishtadlus never does that according to Chavos Velos. The hishtadlus allows a person to have the bitachon. Meaning, Yaakov Avinu trusts in the Kadosh Baruch Hu. But there's now something new coming his way. So now he has to do something to then go back to his bitachon that he always had.
Is it a good way to...
Wait a second, hold the thought. So the hishtadlus is not separate from bitachon. It's working in tandem.
Okay, I'm going to go back to something very good you just said. You said to go back to the Bitachon he once had. It sounds like the Bitachon is separate from the Hishtalit he's doing right now. But that's not what you mean. You don't mean
It's
that.
always going to sound like that.
Why can't you just say
So
that?
There's two things.
Why can't you
scared?
say
I think that's what
through
you
the Hishtalit he's coming to Bitachon? He is in Bitachon in the Hishtalit. He's saying Hashem wants me to do the splitting the cans right now, and therefore I'm going to split the cans. That's my Hishtalit. But Bitachon is Hashem wants me to do this right now. I'm following with Hashem. That's kind
You have
of
to
what
define
Bitachon is.
bitachon. We're talking about menuchas hanefesh.
Yeah, bitachon is...
The
Yeah.
process of getting to menuchas hanefesh.
Or if you know you're following Ratzon Hashem, you're not in that state. Like if you're holding that place, you're not in.
If you're doing the Ratzon Hashem and you're not calm, you have no bitachon anymore.
He was afraid that's lacking menuchas hanefesh. He does the shtadlus, and after the shtadlus, he gets his menuchas hanefesh. The pasuk says he went to sleep.
Oh, hey, stop
I'm
cutting.
jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead.
That was actually Shlomo Siegelman's I'll tell
He
you.
had a great night's sleep.
Hey, we get... Shh. You want to sit up here?
He's menuchas hanefesh.
Right. So exactly. So through the Hishtalis, he's coming into Bitachon. Okay.
He has to do
It is-
Hishtalis.
Yeah, that's the
You
process.
have to do it.
Yeah,
You
we have to
do it.
discuss it. It is a very...
Is it a good thing to say Hishtalis is like tax? You have to pay tax. So it's a tax.
Something.
Okay, wait. But then, is it? So assuming you can accept that as kind of just like a muscle. In other words, you have to pay. You earn money. You have to pay tax. Hashem's gonna take care of us, but we have to pay tax.
And he's the one who wants us to pay the tax.
And he wants us to pay the
Right.
tax. You have to go through the process.
Right.
So, is it fair to say that the act of bitachon, whatever I do? No, I'm sorry, not the act of bitachon.
Here we go. This is good language. Yeah.
Yeah, I told myself the actual hishtadlus, whatever it is,
Okay.
whatever the details of the hishtadlus that you make, does that create kalim? In other words, is that a good
Yeah.
way? Is it a good
Yes.
reference? Okay,
Yes.
that creates a kalim,
Yes, that's a good. Yeah.
and those kalim are what
Can be filled what? Can be filled with menuchas hanefesh.
right.
That's bitachon. Exactly.
Yeshli koch.
Exactly.
And if you don't, and the crazy thing is, if you don't make the keli,
Exactly.
it doesn't
Right.
get filled.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't just
It's
like
one system.
It doesn't just go like this. You can't just put your hands behind your back and it's going to work. There's this paradox that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created.
Paradox.
It's a paradox.
I don't know.
It is a paradox.
Whatever you
Why?
want.
Because,
Well, you gotta get back.
but it is a paradox.
It's a clean Torah. It's like
It's,
any-
design by design.
Yeah.
It messes with your head to get you to the point. Ultimately, because the Ratzon is to get you to the point that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of everything. But we're in this world in a Gashmi way. You can't live in a. I'm going beyond.
No, you said one thing that I would have. You're not doing it to make it. You're doing it so you could feel trust in the Kadosh Baruch Hu.
But
Kadosh Baruch Hu's gonna do whatever you can do anyway.
what Dove's saying,
You have to just feel trust. We're on the same path. We're not disagreeing. We're on the same path.
process is causing the kalim. The or-
Hishtadlus is
Yes.
kalim.
Right.
Of course.
The or has nothing up. You can't do that. So
It won't just happen.
right.
Right, that's what
so,
Hishtadlus
You're not going to feel menuchas and nefesh unless you do that.
So
Correct.
the act in this sense, when you're holding in bitachon, doing hishtadlus, the hishtadlus itself is an end. It's not a means to an end. 'Cause
It's
you
both.
You can't cause the end.
It's both.
Yeah, no,
Hishtadlus
it is.
both.
It is. And by the way, the coolest thing about this hishtadlus is it covers every aspect. It covers tefillah.
Yes.
Right, Yaakov didn't know what he was doing.
Right, but this is
Yeah.
like the guideline. This I was reading that. By the way,
Let's go. Let's keep going. We're just at the beginning.
You got to share together.
This is good. People should be learning these psukim, learning eyes bitachon. We're going to continue a second. The subtlety of bitachon, according to the Avos, has become so subtle. I think the problem is a lot because we're, in a just lack of better terms, we're really messed up. Just from many years of being in the world of Gashmias and the world of Goyim, and even the world of the non-Cholos of a strict bitachon world, and we've gotten a lot of layers and klippas. We can't be simple. We've lost the ability to just be simple and to see the simple truth. We're very complicated people. It takes a very, very long time to become simple. Because all we're trying to do here is slowly remove layers, just to get to the simple truth of, there's Ribono Shel Olam, he created the world, he loves you, he didn't take care of you. That's all bitachon is. But to actually get that in the heart is taking a very, very long time, and to understand the Hishtadlus and bitachon. Hishtadlus is, Kadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do something, but never think for 1 second that what you do is doing it. Kadosh Baruch Hu decides. Why is it so hard? Because we have a lot of stuff in us, and we're slowly trying to get it away. But when I see people's eyes opening up, it's good. It means we're getting in there. Okay. But we have to pay attention to this whole story because there's so many nekudas that we've discussed, and it's so important. Okay, so Yaakov Avinu, again, he's doing his ishtadlus, right? He has a munah, he's building his ishtadlus in order to become a keli, a vessel of what? So he can feel the bitachon, he can feel the trust, the tranquility, the calmness in his heart. Okay? So now he starts davening. Now the davening, the tefillah of Yaakov, there's 5 parts to this tefillah. Okay? Number 1, he sets up the tefillah. This is how we should be davening. Okay? Parenthetically, we should daven Shachris Mincha Maariv our entire lives and follow the strict words of the Anshe Knesset Gedolah 100%. But for those who want to really work in bitachon, dahainu, if you want to be a person who's calm and tranquil, trusting in the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you need to learn how to daven yourself, and not just rely on the Anshe Knesset Gedolah. You have to use their tefillahs, and you have to work on it very hard. That's an Indian of itself, tefillah and understanding the words and the concepts. But to have bitachon, to be trusting and calm, to trust in Hashem and to be calm, you have to have a personal relationship with him. I think, l'maisa, right? Because how are you going to trust him if you're just in some third party that you heard about? He's some long distant uncle. No, you have to have a relationship. So tefillah is the way that you build this communication, you build this relationship. It's one of the greatest kalim of the heart. It's the Avodah Shebelev, right? And we want to get to the heart. That's the whole tachlis. So you have to become daveners. So Yaakov Avinu starts off, Hashem, you're the God of my father, my grandfather, Zuchos Avos. That's the proper way to start. Why am I davening to you? Because you told me to go home, and I'm scared. Esav's coming, and you told me to go home, so I'm turning to you. Right? Why am I scared? Because Esav's coming. You told me to go home. So you, not in a bad way, you're the cause of all this.
Put me in a situation.
You put me in a situation, so I'm turning to you. Who else should I turn to? That's the appropriate move. Not to be upset and yelling at Kadosh Baruch Hu. You're not Kedushas Levi. Don't try to do that. It's a dangerous thing. But to turn to Kadosh Baruch Hu, because you're the one who set this up, so I'm coming to you. Next pasuk. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Everybody asks, what are you going to do with this pasuk? Katomti mikol chasadim mikol emes asher asisas avdecha ki b'makli avarti asay yardin hazeh. V'ata yisi l'shem achnos. Translated as, I've become small because of all of the chasadim, all of the emes that you've done for your servant, me. I passed over the Yarden with just a staff, and now I have 2 machanos. Now I've split my 2 machanos. Okay, we're not learning Rashi right now. We're learning the bitachon perspective. Person's davening to Kadosh Baruch. Before he didn't ask his request yet. He did not ask it. What should a person do before he asks? Kadosh Baruch Hu, I feel so humbled by how much you've given me in my life. Now we've discussed this many times. Katonti mikol chasadim. Katonti means I'm humbled Not in I feel small and unworthy. No. You've given me so much in my life. Katonti mikol chasadim mikol emes asher asisav dechem. How much you've given me in my life. It's amazing. More than I even deserve. Not in a negative way. Just lamaisa. That's the actual reality as a Kodesh Baruch. You've given me more than I deserve. Katonti. And I feel that. And I appreciate it. And I'm so grateful for that. Because when I originally traveled to Haran, to Lovin 20 plus years ago, all I had was a staff. Meaning I had no wives. I had no kids. I barely had any money. Yaakov, he had a staff, he had clothing, and he had a little bit of money. I guess I gave him a little pocket change to make it over there, for the bus or something. That's all I had in my makli. And now what?
He was robbed.
You're learning Medrash. I'm learning Pashup Shah.
Oh.
And now, look how much I have. I have 2 camps. I have 4 wives, and I have 12 children, and I have money, and I have avodim. I have thousands of animals, right? Look how much I have. It's the tzara, the fear, shook up Yaakov to have full appreciation of what he has. A Baal B'tochon sees events in the right way. Remember, Muskul Rishon, any time a person has an inyan in anything in life, but especially when he's scared, worried, turn to Kadosh Baruch Hu first. Yomer Yaakov Elokei Avi Avram Elokei Avi Yitzchak Hashem Omer Elai. Turn to Kadosh Baruch Hu first. Once you turn to Kadosh Baruch Hu, right, and you haven't lost your brains, right? When a person is so scared he can't think straight, but we're talking about a person who's done some hishtadlus. He split the camp, and now he's davening, so his head's on straight. Yaakov Avinu's tzaddik yesod olam. He turns to Kadosh Baruch Hu. He says, "I know it's from you," and now he has the wherewithal to say, "You know what? It's mamish amazing. The fact that I've discussed this before. The fact that I'm even nervous about my family, Esav coming to kill them, means what? I have a family to be nervous about." We discussed this monetarily. The fact that I'm nervous about the $3 million deal that I'm dealing with, or whatever it is, $10,000, $20,000, the fact that I'm worried about that means I actually have the means to be worried about. Oh, thank you, Kodesh Baruch. Right? We always look at the negative, the down, the dark, when actually Kodesh Baruch is shaking us up to look at the positive. Look what you do have. Look to trust in me. It's going to be okay. That's Bechira. Which way are you going to choose? Is the fear going to paralyze you and you're going to look to the darkness? Or is the fear going to wake you up and look towards the light? That's our choice. Usually depends on your emunah b'tachon. If you have a somewhat of a strong emunah b'tachon, you're always going to look for the nekuda tov. You're going to look for the light. You're going to look for the trust. If you have a low level emunah b'tachon, now your fear is going to make you look at what I don't have. Oh my gosh, what's going to be with me? And then I expected this. I deserve this. That whole world. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. 2 psukim into the tefillah. Let me just, 1 second, let me look for a second. Oh. So I wrote over here, this is the way you turn inner lemons to inner lemonade. Yeah. Okay. Like I tell you, that's what I wrote down this morning. That's what came down as I was writing it. Okay, now we're on the next pasuk. Now finally, after Emunah, Kadosh Baruch Hu, you're the one who's sending this whole thing. And number 2, I'm stopping before I ask any request. I first want to be makar tov for everything that I have. Now, pasuk Yibez, Hatzileni na miyarachim miyad Esav ki yarei anochi also pen yavu likani em abanim. Please save me from Esav. He's going to come. He's going to try to kill us. That's what I'm scared about. Remember, Yaakov did not just jump and scream, "Hashem, save me!" He's scared. So you would think a person who's scared should just blurt that out. A, Yaakov, he has emunah b'tachon. His head's on straight. B, he did his shtadlus by splitting the camp. And he's building his kalim in order to trust. Now that he has his head on straight, he wants to daven, but daven properly. Daven from a place of bitachon. Not a place of just, give me, Hashem, give me money. Give me refuah. Speak it out. The Rebbe wants to there's a reason why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing this. Speak it out. So please save me from Esav. Right, again, Yaakov is not clear that Esav is coming to attack him. It's not clear. The messengers never really said that. And we see at the end of the day, Esav's not coming to attack him. But Yaakov is being authentic. At this point, he's scared. He thinks Esav's going to attack him. Hatzileni nam yarachim yad Esav, ki yarei anochi, because I'm scared. I'm scared of him. Pen yavo, perhaps he might come and kill my wives and children. So he's saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm scared. It could be that nothing's going to happen. It could be HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the way that you want it to go, everything's going to be fine, which we know it was at the end of the day. But right now, I'm telling you, Lamaisa, I'm scared. And therefore, I'm asking you to save me from this. This is after Hakar Satov and after his Amunah, which is a very powerful thing, because if you're saying he's scared, you think that will be the first of the tefillah. It's not. Then he goes, last pasuk of the tefillah. Va'ata amarta hetiv etiv imach. Chaim says, bring it back. V'samti esaracha kechol hayam asher li sapra mirov. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm not asking you this because I deserve this. I don't deserve anything. Katonti mikol chasadim. But I'm just saying, this is part of our conversation. You told me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I trust you. You told me. Not everybody gets this promise, but Yaakov Avinu and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you told me that Hetiv Eitiv Imach. Hashem, you said you're going to do good to me, and you're going to make my children Kechol Hayam. That I'm going to have hundreds and thousands of descendants. That's why I'm coming to, because now I'm scared. I don't understand how this is going to be true if Esau comes and kills me. Or kills my family. Right? So that's a full tefillah. That was 5 points to the tefillah. He had Amunah, Elokav Mekah Yitzchak, Beis, he had the Hakar Satov, that this Indian shook him up to realize what he does have. Part of the Nisayon. Then 3 was, oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, I wrote it down here differently.
Thanking Hashem for all that he has.
No, I broke up the first pasuk. The first one is Elokav Mekah Yitzchak. It's Chosavos. In that pasuk Yud, he says, Ha'omer Eli, you told me to go home. Because I'm only fulfilling your command. Right? Tefillah, Elokav Mekah Yitzchak. I'm only coming now and davening because you told me to go home and you're the cause of this. That's part of the Amunah. Then he says, Katomti, Hakar Satov. He's appreciating what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done for him. Then Yud Beis Hatzileni. Now he finally asks the request. Finally. He asks the request. That's part 4. And then 5.
Wait, what's number 3?
Again, let's go through it again.
First you said starts with Amunah.
The Amunah is broken into 2. Number 1, Elokav Mekah Yitzchak. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are the God, right? Let's set the stage. Part 2 of Amunah is, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm only here because you told me to go home. That's the end of Pasuk Yud. Then Yud Aleph is the third part, which is the Hakar Satov. Every time a person's in a tzara, there is no exception to this. Every time the person's in some sort of tzara, he's worried, nervous, scared, you can look for the tov. What's the tov always? Well, what are you scared about? What are you scared about losing? You're scared about losing your life? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for giving me life. You're scared about losing money? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for letting me have this money that I'm scared to lose. Whatever you're scared of, just look at it in the other way and appreciate the same thing that you're scared of. It's a very simple avoda that a Baal Bitachon will do.
That's number 3?
Yeah, it's katonti.
Okay, I got it. Okay, now I got it.
Because he's appreciating here he has.
So it's Chosava. So that was 2 parts to.
Pasuk Yud has 2 parts to it.
Amunah.
Yeah. Okay. We could be more tactical about it, but let's do that. Okay, then Yud Beis, Pasuk Yud Beis, part 4 is the actual bakasha. He built up to that bakasha, and then 5, and then the last part.
4 is what?
An actual request.
The request. Hatzileni na. And Pasuk Yud Gimel is Yaakov saying it's not about me. Just this is what you promised, and I'm just coming to you. You promised me. I don't deserve it. You told me that I was going to get this.
Oh, and then a reminder of the promise that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made.
Yeah, which is again Yaakov Avinu's.
It doesn't apply to everyone.
No, but a person, parenthetically, a person who has a true relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and who does and davens to HaKadosh Baruch Hu has, he will have his own personal.
You want me to be doing mitzvahs?
HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you set me on this path in life. You know, you gave me this idea that I should become a lawyer, and I am the lawyer, and you wanted me to do that. I know you wanted me to do that because we've been in this together for 20 years. So now I'm in this union with the. Again, once you have that relationship with him, and you could build it whenever you want. You could always go now and go back into the arrears, go back retroactively. You could do that. Okay.
How did you personalize it? Because why can't you just say that we're part of that, the same promise that he gave to Avram? It's really,
You could, but it's
aren't we
it's,
B'nai Avram?
Lamais is not going to work.
So
It's not. It's too
so
far removed.
Okay, so how do you actualize it on yourself?
You talk to Kodesh Haimish. You given me life until now. You set me on this path. Well, let's say he's worried about money, whatever it is. And a person, again, has a working relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yaakov Avinu is a Baal Bitachon before he started this. You didn't just wake up to become a Baal Bitachon now. You have to work on this before. Kadosh Baruch Hu, I've been with you. You've taken care of me. You wanted me to go to school to become a lawyer. You gave me a good head. I became a lawyer. And I've been working for many years. And it seems that's what you wanted me to do. I never cheated, never lied. I've always been with you. But now the company looks like they want to fire me. It's taka scary, Kadosh Baruch Hu. And I'm only doing this because we've been in this together. So I'm just letting you know that I trust you, but please take care of me in this inning. Whether keep my job or give me a new job. No? Personalized? Again, each person on his own, whatever it is. I mean, you're talking about this can bring a person to a real. This is
Excellent.
instead of paying people therapists, we should also pay the therapists if we need them. But talk to Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Spiritual technology.
I'm not getting involved in that conversation. We also need that. If a person needs a therapist, that's not what I meant. He should go to one. I meant that the OG therapist is a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yes? Okay. Now,
Therapist of all therapists.
yeah, he created it all. He creates the problems and he creates the refuahs. So go to that one. Pasuk Yudal. So I have to make this. Chaim made this ha'ara, and Shalom Siegelman made it to me. We were talking last night.
By the way, Shtadlis is going to the therapist.
It could be 100%. I would suggest the person parenthetically, if it's too late, it's probably too late. Once you're already at that stage, it's too late. But if we would be working on bitachon now, it would aid. Then you'd have a better approach to even go. Okay, let's talk about that a different time. You should go, but there's ways to go that are better and there's ways to go that are worse. They'll save you a lot of money.
Well, if you put it on,
When a person goes, he has no idea what he's talking about. It's going to take 6 months for the guy to even get to what's your problem.
6?
Okay, I'm just making that as an average. Pasuk Yadalit. Now you have Yaakov Avinu. Okay, let's get back to the story. Yaakov Avinu is scared. Pasuk says he's scared. Yaakov Avinu says he's scared. So even after he did the first level of Hishtadlus, he's still scared. First level of Hishtadlus, Vayachatz. He's a normal tzaddik Yisod Olam. Okay, he davens, clear, proper davening, head on straight. Doesn't just blurt out, "Save me." Clear, 5 points. But he says in the tefillah he's scared. What would a person do if he's scared? Like this. Imagine Yaakov Avinu. You'd be up all night trying to figure out what's the next move. No. Pasuk Yadal v'yolen sham balaylahu. Yaakov Avinu goes to sleep. It's unfortunate that I've spoken to people that they can't sleep so well at night. And the problem probably is related to parnasa, inyanim, and other inyanim. And they have difficulty sleeping. So I'm not a doctor, but it seems to be that stress, right, and worry can hinder a person's sleep patterns. Bitachon, which is the union of being calm and tranquil, will help a person's sleep. To even go to sleep, you need to be somewhat calm. Yaakov Avinu, after doing level 1 Ishtadlus V'yachatz Hasam, he's still scared, but he davens and he says, "HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm putting it into your hands." At the end of this Ishtadlus, Yaakov Avinu felt enough comfort and enough tranquility in Hashem's, in trusting in Hashem, he's able to go to sleep. Good. Now, he wakes up. The pasuk says, "Vayikach min haba biyado mincha leisavach." It could be he woke up in the middle of the night for trying to be medayik in the pasuk. Could be he went to sleep calm, but because the pasuk says "Vayolan Shem," then it says "Vayikach min haba." I mean, he took. What is he taking? The animals he's going to send. Yaakov Avinu gets up and he's still a little bit nervous. He split the camp. He davened to Kadosh Baruch Hu. We should be good. But he woke up and he said, "I still feel a little bit worried." Does he trust in Hashem? Of course he trusts in Hashem. But it must be that there's something else that I could do. Remember, if you're feeling worried, it could be there's some hishtadlus to do. So Yaakov Avinu says, what?
Build Kalim.
You need more Kalim. So Yaakov Avinu, in a calm way, what does he think? It must be, I need to then do something else send Esav gifts.
Can I just be medaic, please, before we go further? Sorry.
Sure.
On Vayikach min haba b'yadai, I think it's very, very important with regards to hishtadlus, meaning to disconnect the result or what we eventually, hopefully, get, what we want, and disconnect it from the hishtadlus. So everything that Yaakov had, the camps, the children, all the money, it was min haba b'yadai. It just like came to him, sort of like as an aside, as an adjunct to him, but it's not his. It's not like he felt like, oh, this was, I worked hard for 20 years of my life,
this is
what I got.
The Nakuda is
yeah. So, it came to him.
But let's tweak that.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to finish now because I see what time it is.
Why?
It's because I'm going slow here. I didn't realize. But
no one's coming in.
Yaakov Avinu realizes, it seems to be, connected with Chaim is saying, Yaakov Avinu has so much. How many animals? I spoke about this yesterday. How many animals did he give? 550 animals. That's a lot, which means he probably had still a nice amount. I mean, that's, for Yaakov Avinu, a few wives and children, I mean, he's massively wealthy. The Elvis were pretty wealthy, happened to be. But what happens when you don't have a bitachon, we discussed this a long time ago, when you have a bank account with all your money that you made, I made so much money, you become a big guardian over that bank account. It becomes very, very hard for somebody on the outside, depending on the personality, to get some of my hard-earned money. Listen, if he needs tzedakah and it's real and I check him out, then I will be willing to give from my money to this person. Right? And you could have big bali tzedakah that way, but they're not bali bitachon. You're not taking away from them. Big bali tzedakah. But how hard is it to get that guy's money? This is a bigger sugya. We discussed it a long time ago. But how do you look at a bank account? Chovos of us taught us how to look at your bank account. Most of the money is not for you. How much do you need to live? You personally, not your family yet. You personally, how much money do you need to live? I saw a Torah from the Kotzker yesterday. He said one line. He's like, I'm watching all these people buying, two of this, two of that. He's like, maybe you need 2 pairs of shoes. Maybe we can get away with a lot less than we do. How much do you really, really need? When a person starts getting more than he needs, we're not saying mamish 1 to be normal, but where a person's needs end and there's needs, we'll call it luxury level 1, because we're humans, and then there's luxury level 2. When you start living in luxury level 2, that's your problem. Meaning what? It's going to be very difficult to become trusting in Kadosh Baruch Hu that He's going to take care of you on your level 2 luxuries. It's just l'maisa, it's just harder because you're asking for much, much more. Your basic needs, it will be so much easier to trust in a Kadosh Baruch Hu. If all you needed was half of what you have, or if you admitted to yourself you only needed half what you have, it would be so much easier to trust a Kadosh Baruch Hu. If I only had to pay $1,000 of rent, just understand, don't understand it in the logic. It would be much easier than if you pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 of rent. Obviously. No, but I need that. Now's not the time for that. So Yaakov Avinu, and we'll have to end over here, he understood that his bank account's not his bank account. And there could come a time where Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to say, you need to give some of these animals away. Tzedakah, maybe because of your Esav's coming to kill you. See, the non-Baal B'tachon would say, I should give my animals to Esav? Come on, I'd rather give it to tzedakah. Right? Such a firm person. Kadosh Baruch Hu, you made my car have a flat and I have to give $200 to the car, and I really wanted to give that to tzedakah. Is he Baal B'tachon or not? Nope. I understand where he's coming from, but there's a lack there. Kadosh Baruch Hu decides where everything goes. You should have your ratzon to give tzedakah. No one's taking that away from you. You'll be judged latov. But Kadosh Baruch Hu decides where your bank account goes. And a person who gets upset that you wanted it to go there, it's actually anti. That means he's saying, I want to make the decisions where things go. But Yaakov wasn't bothered. Yaakov was happy to give away his animals. That's what a Kadosh Baruch Hu wants. If that's the next level of ishtadlus that he has to do, so be it. It wasn't my animals anyway. Like yikach biyado, like min haba biyado, like Chaim said. Min haba biyado, it came to me, the whole crazy thing, the love it and the animals, it was a whole crazy thing. And I don't know why I'm going to have to use these animals. Maybe some of them are for to sell. Maybe some of them are for my family. Maybe some of them are going to be, who knows why. And it came out that Asa was going to get 550 of his animals. But he stayed calm. And then we'll have to continue this next week.
Even the word vayikach denotes a taking from somewhere else that's outside of it. The word vayikach.
What else would you say?
A little bit. A little bit. Vayikach.
I don't realize it was going to take that long.
Sure.
Just give me more time next week to find more.
Yeah.
No, it's an amazing thing. You start to look at it. It's really comes together.
It's called a paradigm.
I heard that word. What do you mean?
You're looking at something from a certain framework.
That's called paradigm?
It's called a paradigm.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I knew how to use that word then.
It's not so much a perspective, a paradigm. We look at the world through different paradigms.
So the paradigm is
Why is that a
the
percent?
bitachon is not the absence of fear. The bitachon is what you do with fear. That's the paradigm.
Perspective is similar, but perspective is how you look at something. The paradigm is like
Okay, look into that.
paradigm.
I like to say difference.
It's a good
I
word.
once gave a share the difference between perspective and point of view.
Point of
I'm not
view.
giving a different. I give how much share on that. Perspective is our perspective. Point of view is coming from the author. I mean, when I'm reading a book, I'm reading from my perspective, but the author wrote it from his point of view, which is his perspective.
His perspective.
So that's how we do. That's one of the bitachon also. We live life with that perspective, but we want to try to understand from a Kodesh Baruch's point of view.
Right.
That's like everything.
It just occurred to me also that the pasuk says "Kila Yachalai," that the Malach said "Kila Yachalai" also was Rosh Tevis Keli.
There's a lot of it.
The word
I'm gonna. I was gonna skip the whole Shaar Shel Esav today because I didn't. It's too much. But now that I have more time,
We'll get into it.
it could be next week. We'll get into it. Next
Alright,
week
fine.
it's not Chan. Oh, it's Erev Hanukkah. That's fine. That's good. It's funny because we can go the whole Yosef and everything with Yosef is what we talk about.
By the way, even
I'll
last
send
week,
you something really cool.
Everything. All these
even
portions.
Vayetze was all Hanukkah.
Everything. All these portions are all. They're everything.
Beautiful.
What else?
I'm sending you something really cool that I just did live.
It's good because I was actually going to ask you, can you? Because I didn't type this up. Can you? I was going to speak. I was going to try to speak clearly.
No,
but
no,
I
no.
didn't.
Yes. When you take a whole
So
share.
then AI can give
yeah.
you the share.
Yeah.
So I can do better.